down at 5. Levitt swings it to Scadaboo. Scadaboo breaks defenders. Here he goes again. Another touchdown.
Scadaboo is the running back, and he is immediately met in the backfield, runs through the contact, and then throws a shoulder for good measure.
On this team this year. That is true. High in the air. Right center field. Brandon Compton. Welcome to 2025.
Today. This one the other way. Still going back. That's the drag. Walks up and down.
Edwards pulls off and buries it.
Richardson drives out for Robbie Ryan. Hurt 3 right on the money.
Takes his shot for Darby. Flag out.
What is up? Happy Monday, my Pitchfork Lunch peeps. Welcome into, yes, Monday's edition of Pitchfork Lunch. Yes, I am Michael Caratanesi, the new, most recent Pats Run media shirt, covering it. As you guys know, I was out there. Lots of good footage, lots more to come. But, yeah, Fridays, but I wanted to show this off today. So, yes, happy Monday, all. Again, hope you're having a most phenomenal weekend. Had a most phenomenal weekend, as much as could be had. Obviously, ASU, if you're out there Saturday nights, if you're out there Friday night for Fan Fest, my friends, that is absolutely awesome. Yeah, if you're out there for Fan Fest, you know this. Great times. And we'll hear from Graham Rossini very shortly. I just want to get to some stuff, but it was an amazing meeting. But yes, I am Michael Caratanesi at Diablo005_ on X, the artist formerly known as the Twitter. You know it, you love it. You can check it out there. Also, I don't know if I've ever told you this here on Pitchfork Lunch, but my IG, you can also go to the wonderful world of IG and check it out there at michael.caratanesi.5. Pretty easy, yes. So a dot between first and last name, .5 at the end, and then bam, there you go. Follow me again, hang out with me on the IG. As well. Also, guys, last but not least, this is the YouTube channel on Forks Up. Thank you to the new YouTube subscribers. Greatly appreciate it. But go to YouTube. You can watch live, as always. As you know, yes, you can definitely watch live. But then, guess what? You can subscribe because you have a lot to catch up on because, as a lot of you regular Pitchfork Lunchers know, you have missed a plethora of phenomenal con reviews. Here on Pitchfork Lunch, whether it be coaches, players, voices, insiders, alum from many generations, different generations, but all here on Pitchfork Lunch. Again, so subscribe to the channel. And again, I'm happy you're here, new watchers, but like I always say, shame on where have you been, shame on you. But that's why I got you covered. So go to YouTube. And when I say you have missed a lot, that means keep watching season 3, right? But you can binge watch season 1, keep watching season 3. Binge watch season 2, keep watching season 3, and then you'll be all caught up by the time we start season 4. Again, not rushing to it. Again, spring ball finishes up tomorrow. Again, track and field headed to the historic traditional Penn relays, obviously in Pennsylvania. Track and field will be headed there, so that is awesome. But yes, you can subscribe and get all caught up, and again, we'll be ready for, like I said, season 4. Little stuff I'm just throwing out there with you. Yes. So that being said, like I said, a lot to catch up on. But this last weekend, again, Fan Fest. Baseball kicked it off on Thursday at BYU, which again they lost that game, but they did come back to win the series on the road in Provo. Absolutely beautiful. Forks up to Coach Bloomquist. And again, this team that is just, again, coming together has been overall just consistent. I mean, think about this. They took 2 or 3 from BYU. They are now, for Coach Bloomquist and his team, 35-13 overall. That's a 729 winning percentage, just in case. Or no. Sorry, they're 28-13 overall. I was like, wait, that doesn't match up. 28-13 overall, a 683 winning percentage, pretty money. 11-7 now in conference play. Loving that. We'll get to the standings a little bit later, but again, that a good weekend there. They've won 2 in a row. They're 19-6 at home. 9-4 away, 0-3 neutral site, which again, that's the only tough part of their record. But yeah, you look at it Thursday night against the Cougars, or Thursday afternoon, I should say. It was a 12 p.m. game Thursday afternoon. They lost 19-9 in 7 innings. Right? They come back Friday and say, you know what, we want to play 7 innings again. But this time the Devils shut them out 13-0, crushed them. And then on Saturday at noon to close it out at the Miller Park complex there in Provo, 12-8 Devils win. And and now get an extra day. I mean, it was one less day between obviously, because on Thursday, and instead of playing U of A on Tuesday and then traveling the next day to go play BYU Wednesday, they played Arizona on Monday, coming off the Utah series, although it was at home. And again, tough one, doesn't count against conference record, but still counts. Tough loss, but 3-2, winning the season series against that team down south. So, but yeah, huge bounce back, 7 innings, like I said, Friday, and then 12-8, regular 9 on first game of the series. Either team obviously played 9 innings, so that in and of itself, absolutely awesome. For softball, what do we talk about? What did I put out in the Pitchfork Lunch universe, my peeps? What did I put out there for us for softball, saying, hey, if they can go sweep Houston, that would be a very beautiful thing? Well, guess what? They did sweep Houston, and the great thing about that is the last 2 games were run ruled early. So they won 5-2 on Friday night at the Cougar Softball Stadium. Then Saturday morning, this is crazy. So they played at 4 on Friday, and then, which would be 6 there. Yeah, 6 in Houston. So, and then the next day, they played at 6 in Houston and then noon. But they played, it was 10 a.m. local time here on Saturday, like I remind you. But they won 16-8 in 6 innings, shortened it, 8 after 5, so in 6 innings. And then on Sunday, they just said, you know what, enough is enough. Shut them out, 10-0, 5 innings. They win 3 in a row, which they have now won 4 in a row after beating Grand Canyon. Again, that Grand Canyon game, that can give you a lot of momentum. And they kept it up. They didn't overlook a struggling Houston team. They're 35-13. That's what I was telling you. Megan Bartlett, Coach Bartlett, and the team 35-13 overall, 729 winning percentage. Now, again, still below 500, but 8-10 in conference play with number 1 Texas Tech coming into Farrington this Friday. This weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 6 Friday, 2 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday. And Texas Tech is, number 2, number 3 now. But either way, a very tough team. A very good team. But again, they're going to have to face this Devils team. So, so I'm loving this. Like I said, 35-13 overall, 8-10 in conference play. They won 4 in a row, 23-9 at home, guys. And this is what projects you into the postseason. And 10-4 now on the road with that sweep. So again, absolutely huge. 4 road games. Obviously, Grand Canyon is across town. We know this, but 10-4, and then away, and now 2-0 neutral sites for Coach Bartlett. And this is a team that, again, has won first game of Big 12 series and did it in their – they opened up and they got swept by Utah at Farrington, which is tough. And they beat UTEP, and then they take 2 of 3 from Oklahoma State. So that was good. Then they blast that team down south, as you know, 16-5 in the first game, and then drop the next 2 games, again, 9-8, 6-4 right in it. Then they went to North Carolina and beat North Carolina State, beat Marist, beat UNC, beat Marist again, then beat UNC again, and then went to Kansas, took the first game there. Again, dealing with elements. Kansas had to deal with it too, but took the first game of the series and then dropped the next 2. Then they shut out UTEP, and then they take the first game of the series from UCF, Farrington, and then they drop the next 2. Saturday, they didn't realize 8-1, but Sunday, 4-3, they had a chance to win that. And then, again, they beat GCU, who's ranked 5-1, and then they sweep Houston 5-2, 16-8, 10-0. Again, getting that just momentum and going into – and look, Houston is struggling. What did I say? You can't overlook them. What do all coaches say? Like, you can't struggle. If you let a team that's struggling hang around, they're battling, they're trying to win, right? We all know this. We definitely all know this. And they, if you let them hang around, guess what? They could make it really uncomfortable for you. So, that being said, they didn't struggle against Houston. They took 3, absolutely money. We'll get into a little more of later's numbers as well. Also, for lacrosse, got a huge win against conference mates San Diego State, who is now in the Big 12. They went on the road to San Diego, like I said, and won 15-8. And they qualified for the Big 12 tournament with that. Saw that over the weekend. Very, very stoked for this team. Again, we'll get into game numbers in a little bit. Again, some huge goal scorers. Again, just that is awesome. You fall 19-6 to number 12 Stony Brook, and then you bounce right back and beat them. And now they have Colorado this Saturday at 11 a.m. at Prentup Field. So on the road in Colorado. And then the Big 12 tournament is April 30th through May 2nd. So again, after that, it's pretty quick. And again, a little rest there, you can get a little recovery, but also, you're still fresh enough, keep that momentum going. Again, they beat Colorado. Again, they're 8-8 overall, 3-1 in conference play. Loving that. 6-3 at home, 2-5 away now. Again, chance to go 3-5 away, get another tough road victory against Colorado. But that's what they have. And then they also have the Big 12 tournament coming up because they qualified. Right? So Forks up again to lacrosse, women's lacrosse, as they, again, qualify. And like I said, track and field headed to the Penn relays. Absolutely huge. Headed to the Penn relays again. That meet again, historic, classic, absolutely great. Many a legend have been through there, to say the least. So that's where they are headed. And I want to say that yeah, that's this Thursday. Sorry. So yes, Thursday. It's Thursday. Well, it's Thursday and Friday, so a 2-day meet. So instead of Friday, Saturday, but it's Thursday, Friday at the University of Pennsylvania Penn Relays, Franklin Field. And then May 2nd, Saturday, all day, they are finishing out with that school down south. And then May 14th through 16th are the Big 12 Outdoor Championships, which is down in Tucson again, as that school down south hosting. And then the NCAA West Regionals, as we get into May, those aren't until that's May 2nd. That's a 14th through 16th. Then May 27th through 30th, so the end of the month. That's at the University of Arkansas is hosting that, the NCAA West Regionals. And then the Outdoor Championships, we all know, Hayward Field, University of Oregon, June 10th through June 13th. So again, this last month and a half stretch for track, but the Penn relays, again, a lot of people, again, halfway through the season. And again, like I said, about a month and a half out from, Big 12, the conference championships, regionals. So a month, and then for like a month and a half, like I said, for and a month and a half until you get to like the outdoor championships. So the West Regionals, though, the end of May, so that you're literally a little bit over a month from that, and a month and a half from the championships. But point in fact, I digress. The Penn Relays, guys, for those of you that have never watched, seen, been to, it is absolutely awesome. And I'm sure it doesn't say, but I'm guessing you'll be able to check that out on ESPN Plus. I will look that up. But yeah, Thursday and Friday this week, with it to start at 1:22 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Very, very, very precise. Very odd, but very precise there. So again, track and field. Again, they've had a hell of qualifiers, or they've had a hell of a season so far. And again, building up. So again, forks up to them. More results coming, and we will get out there as well. So. All right. Well, and then updates on men's and women's tennis. Sorry, I was looking at notes. I thought I had it, but I will get that. That is something that I need to talk to SID about, because I want to make sure, again, women, again, in Big 12's Big 12 championship, they fell to Texas Tech 4-3. Again, very, very close match. And the women who have had just a hell of a season, Coach Jackson, again, leading them to a 19-5 schedule. Record, sorry. Yeah. Jamia Jackson, again, her second year as head coach. But yes, she has done a heck of a job. Obviously, Coach Harris with the men's has as well too. So yes, we I'm more of an update on that, but yeah, for regionals to be determined still. So yes, we shall go from there. But we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, it's going to get right into it. We're going to hear from Graham Orsini from FanFest, again, son of a phenomenal athletic director, talking about obviously everything FanFest thing. Coach Bennett with basketball, football is going on, obviously. Stuff that was going on at FanFest and up to the update stuff. So we'll hear from Graham Orsini, the phenomenal athletic director, and go from there. But yeah, we'll also, again, recap baseball 2 or 3, and then softball, obviously taking all 3 for the weekend. We'll have more Pitchfork Lunch coming right up.
Audio
All right, back here on Pitchfork Lunch. Yes, I am Michael Carasuno at Diablo005_ on X, formerly known as Twitter. My IG, Michael.Carasuno.5, and YouTube. Again, go to YouTube, watch live, but subscribe. It's at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ 005 at MVC005 on YouTube, and subscribe away. Yeah, we're just going to get right to it. Like I told you, Friday, Fan Fest, Sun Devil Athletic Director, very, very busy man. Again, met with the media. So here, without further ado, is Sun Devil Athletic Director Graham Rossini.
The traditional spring game.
Yeah, it's been fun. Obviously, the evolution of spring football is changing, and we thought this was a great opportunity just to bring the fan base here to Mountain America Stadium, get a chance to interact with the football team, but also a number of our sports for that matter, and really open up the access to different coaches, different athletic personalities, and take advantage of the great Arizona spring weather. And it's fun. You look up, we're in mid-April right now, and August doesn't seem all that far away all of a sudden. So really starting to signal that football is right around the corner, and build on the momentum of last year. Sellouts for every game, season tickets being sold. We've got some new additions to the stadium that we're refining and tweaking, and we'll announce soon. And so it's just a great way to get everybody back around the football team, the football stadium, and really start to ramp up the promotion next fall.
We're getting a little closer to the groundbreaking of the indoor facility. Is there any updates on that you're able to share?
Yeah, we're starting to shortlist the construction firms, the architect firms that have been working on it. We've got a meeting on Monday to start to shortlist. I think there were 8 companies who responded to it. We'll get down to a short list of 3, and we'll have interviews in a couple weeks for a final decision. And once we make that selection, we'll be lightning speed in terms of developing the full construction drawings, getting the project coordinated. So a lot will happen over the next several months related to the football volleyball practice facility.
Graham, how has just the athletic department navigated the last 24 hours with Stephen Miller's passing?
I mean, there's not much that we'll deal with that's more difficult than losing a teammate, losing somebody that our fans have cheered on, losing somebody that interacted with our players and our football program every single day. So just thinking of Stephen and his family, trying to bring as much support and counsel into anybody who would need it, navigating loss, navigating something that hits so close to home, and just a really sad situation for all involved.
How about the basketball situation? Kind of got off to a little bit of a rough start there. Your take on where things are with basketball right now and the tough start you kind of had with Randy not being healthy enough?
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a tough start, a rough start. It's an unusual start. You know, when you can't hit the ground running, maybe the way that you design a coaching transition. Good news is he's been back in the office for about a week and a half, hard at work on finalizing his staff. We've got a really exciting coaching staff that's come together with Rick Croy, David Patrick, and Joe Rahan. We talked a lot about Rick coming from a Cal Baptist program where he made the tournament, and somebody who was up for a lot of head coaching jobs himself. David Patrick, who's been a head coach, who's been in the SEC, who's been in the Big 12, who's a prolific recruiter. And then Joe Rahan is somebody that would have been a head coach this offseason had he wanted to. He saw more value in joining Coach Bennett at ASU, joining the Big 12. There's 2 additions that we're close on to the coaching staff. That'll be very, very exciting. One coach and one kind of off-the-court personnel that we're really excited to get onto campus hopefully next week. And they've hit the ground running recruiting. And so, you know, we got to the point with Coach Bennett's situation where we thought it was more valuable for him to go to work on finishing his staff, building his roster, than it was to have the traditional press conference and meet and greet. We're looking at the first week of May as a chance to really do a welcome event for our donors, season ticket holders. We'll certainly make them available to all of you. So, you know, maybe not how you drew it up, but they found a way to make it work. All the while, I know Coach Bennett is so fired up to be at ASU. It's really cool to see his enthusiasm for the opportunity, to see his excitement about joining Sun Devil Nation. And I know he's really eager to meet a lot of our fans, a lot of our supporters, et cetera. But first order of business is getting this team put together, and they're hard at work. And I know a few players have been announced. There's a few more that we've got some lines in the water on. Very, very excited with the early work that this group's putting in, and can't wait to talk about that some more.
I actually got an email from a reader that said his season tickets for basketball doubled. Can you talk
His
about
number of season, like the reader double tickets?
He said he's got the same tickets he had last year, and they went from 198 to 240. Are you looking at that as a way to maybe pay for the arena?
Well, we're adding inventory, we're adding amenities, and so there will be some price adjustments that we start to make throughout the entire basketball experience. I don't have the specifics on me right now to talk about, but we are looking at ways that we can generate more revenue through the basketball arena as we go through the renovations. We want to be fair and modest in how we design those things. But I don't have that specific example.
So is it your feeling that Randy will be operating at 100% like in the near future, or what does that look like?
Yeah, well, he's operating with no limitations right now. Maybe some travel limitations in terms of getting out to recruit or getting back home to move his things to Phoenix, but he's in the office every day. He's doing the job that we need out of a head basketball coach, and our expectation moving forward is that he is unencumbered and no limitations on the job that he's here to do.
Speaking of basketball, Graham, I mean, obviously the women's Final Four wrapped. Just what were your takes from everything and the feedback that you got afterwards?
Yeah, very positive feedback from the NCAA, very positive feedback from the local organizing committee, everybody that had a chance of producing another major event for the state of Arizona. Really exciting that for us, it was the first chance to host the women's Final Four. Hopefully it's not the last. But all the feedback, I was in Indianapolis Monday right after the women's championship game, and Charlie Baker was very excited about what he saw when he was in Phoenix and very excited about the reports he was getting back from his team. We saw some exciting basketball. It was a really great showcase for the sport. It was nice that the WNBA had layered on some activities that weekend as well. And so a great opportunity to welcome in the women's basketball community and fans from almost from all 50 states, from a number of countries throughout the world. And so a great celebration of something that I think we do as well as any market in the country, of bringing on these events. We're excited with the NBA All-Star Game here in the Valley next February. And so trying to put our recruiting hats on and figure out what other major events we can be a part of, helping the state of Arizona, the city of Phoenix, and the Valley be a part of welcoming in.
Everybody good? Thanks, Graham.
And there he is, Sunday Athletic Director Graham Rossini again. Absolutely, again, Coach Bennett. And like he said, I mean, obviously not the idle start that they were thinking of, but at the same time, like, again, maybe not traditional, but hey, portal open. I mean, the portal already open. You heard Coach Close talk about it, stuff like that. So coaches are crushing it in the portal, and having to go through there. And yeah, I saw Molly Miller, caught up with her. I mean, she just said at FanFest too. Real quick, that this year, obviously last year, it was something about how to buy it, but this year, like people saw like the winning, the energy. They're gonna of course talk to the players, but yeah, the energy her and her staff brought, and again, the players that are coming back, that will be back, absolutely awesome. Saw Eloisa Caeta out there saying, hey, I guess Italy won't be playing Brazil in the World Cup final because Italy couldn't qualify again. That being said, but yeah, she was out there. Saw McKenna Brackens, Deb Davenport, obviously Coach Miller out there. Again, just FanFest. This is awesome. Mingling with the fans, signing autographs, football players doing that, throwing passes, stuff like that. It was just absolutely awesome. But yeah, what Graham said there, I mean, like, the Final Four, like I said, absolutely awesome. And, he got, and again, if it was things were bad, probably not going to say it right there, but they obviously weren't. And yeah, it was awesome having the women's Final Four here. And just the events, everything that went on. I mean, the free concert and the free, just everything free downtown to just get people involved. And just the broadcast in and of itself was again amped up, like we talked about earlier. So man, forks up to that. But yeah, baseball guys, we got to get to this because again, they took 2 or 3 from BYU. They took 2 or 3 from BYU, and again, that's absolutely awesome. As again, and after getting playing 7 innings the night before. Yeah, I mean, it's just again, and Yeah, I mean, you look at the 19-9 game on Thursday real quick, and that BYU won. I mean, the BYU at the plate. I mean, they scored 3 in the first, 4 in the third, 3 in the fourth, 5 in the fifth, 4 in the sixth. And then I mentioned it Friday because the Devils had 9, but yeah, we talked about this Friday. But yeah, it was tough. But then you get the turnaround. The 13-0 game on Friday, and you look at ASU how they hit. It was a very, very different game, as you guys could all imagine. As the Devils put up 5 in the second, 1 in the fifth, 2 in the sixth, 5 in the seventh. But I mean, Harrison was 2 for 3 with 2 walks. Drove in 2, scored 1. Austin Rolig was 1 for 4 with a walk. He drove in 2, scored 1. New Contradas was 1 for 5 with a double, scored a run. Dean Toigo 1 for 4. He also scored. Matt Polk was 1 for 4 with he drove into and scored 1. Dominic Smaldino was 0 for 2 with a walk. And Brody Briggs 2 for 3 with he drove into, scored 2, had a walk, but also had the team's only dinger of the game. But nonetheless, I mean, you look at it from that standpoint, again, just pouring across runs, making adjustments. And Cole Carlone, 6 innings, you have 3 hits, no runs, obviously. 11 Ks, kids. I had this in my notes. I know, kind of buried the lead on the top. It's still 11 Ks, no walks, through 83 pitches. 58 of those were strikes. Again, another just phenomenal, just growing performance. Cole Carlone just getting into his zone and just crushing it. And then Taylor Penn came in for an inning and didn't give up a hit, no runs, didn't have a strikeout or any walks, but faced 3 batters, and they all 2 flied out, 1 grounded out. So, yeah, that's a 13-0 game. And like I said, they take 2 or 3, which, again, absolutely awesome. Softball taking all 3. We're going to review that more tomorrow. Okay. We're going to review that more tomorrow and, go from there. So, yes, that'll do it. Again, enjoy the rest of your Monday. Again, thanks for bringing back-to-back Big 12 champs, women's volleyball. It is #OurState. You guys know that. You love it. And also, it is #OurState. I will see you tomorrow. And you guys know it. Go Devils. And as always, Forks.
I went to Arizona State.
Right.
I'm a Sun Devil, man.
27-yard line. That's a great call. Blake Baker, Plummer will put it up, throws over the middle. Cool, touchdown. Quick flag.
3rd down and 5. Levitt swings it to Scadaboo. Scadaboo breaks defenders. Here he goes again. Another.
Scadaboo is the running back, and he is immediately met in the backfield, runs through the contact, and then throws a shoulder for good measure.
Revenge on this team this year. That is true. High in the air. Right center field. Brandon Compton. Welcome to 2025.
Today. Just run the other way. It gets no going back. Now the drag walks up and down.
Edwards pulls off and buries it.
Richardson
drives out for Robbie Ryan. Her three right on the money.
Takes his shot for Darby. Flag out. Doesn't matter.